Welcome to the Pat Cave. Today marks a very unique day in history because it's the first ever International San Diego Comic-Con at home. That's right, we're going virtual. That means free parking, no lines, and a whole lot of content to consume. So in honor of that, I'm giving you a tour of the Pat Cave. But first, let's suit up. Much better. All right, so I'm gonna start on the left side of the wall and just take you around the cave. There's a lot back here and it can get very chaotic looking. I just have a lot of stuff and it's constantly evolving. So I'm just gonna show you what it looks like this week. So let's get started. So on the left side of the cave, we've got a miscellaneous Batman corkboard, a bunch of random things on. Spider-Man I got from a Hollywood Video, if you remember Hollywood Videos. The whole Marvel squad. I really like group pictures like this because I can usually find something new every time. Big fan of my Deadpool poster here. I got it put onto a little thin piece of styrofoam, so it is thicker than most of them. Spider-Man, this is just a classic poster I think a lot of people have, and I just love this angle they put him at. Another group shot of the Marvel one. This is even more detailed than the other one. Random fake plant. This is an original Playboy of Batwoman, and it's my dad's, so a lot of stuff here is a mix between my dad's and my collection. And let's just say I looked at this a lot as a kid. Then, of course, my Flash poster, which is a very famous comic book cover of Barry Allen. To the right of him, you'll see Heisenberg, which is not Marvel or DC. That's just a little Easter egg for any Breaking Bad fans out there. So over here is my big cabinet of toys, but it's a little dark to see a lot of them. And guess what my good buddy Jake got me? Some LED colored lights. So I'm gonna put these up at the end and then I'll show you all about those toys. But just to give you a quick rundown on what it is, we've got miscellaneous DC, Batman, Green Lantern / Flash, and then my Marvel. So over here I have some of my favorite comics and then some random, garage sale purchases. So to the right of the toys, I have a lot more wall decor. This Spider-Man is one of my favorites. My dad got it at Acme Comics. He actually asked the guy if it was for sale. He said no and said, hey, there's gotta be a price, right? And right above Spider-Man is one of my favorite shows, Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's like a thin metal sheet, which is very cool. And of course, we've got some awesome Iron Man gear here. A little holographic 3D switch up vibe. Got to replace the batteries in that thing, but Iron Man has definitely been one of my top 3 superheroes since like day one. Birthday card for my parents. There's just so much stuff, we would be here all day, but I'm just gonna show you some of the big stuff like this. Joaquin Phoenix Joker poster signed by the whole cast. I got this at an auction and I think they knew I was coming because it was the only superhero thing there. We've got a very classic Batman Forever poster, which was the top of the DVD cases at Hollywood Blockbuster, whatever it is. Like I said, my dad would get these all the time for me, and our basement looked awesome growing up. We've got some of my new recent statues that I really liked. I kept some of them out of the box because, they're my faves. Down here, I have some of my special DC comics, and on top, a couple of signed ones. Let's see, this one is Fantastic Four, signed by Stan Lee. Gonna have to get some cases for those. So if we head on down the wall, we've got this really cool bat symbol. This was custom made for me for my birthday. A really good friend of mine got it. It's got like a lot of old school comics. Just a very cool piece. I need to find a special place for this. For now, it's just gonna hold up Stephen Amell. I recently just met him at the last C2E2 and he signed this. He was very cool, and it's a very cool looking piece I had him sign. So this shelf above the TV is really decked out with some of my favorites. If you haven't seen my top 10 favorite toys in the Pat Cave, go check out that episode. You'll recognize a bunch of these up here. Deadpool with a Flash hat on, I thought that was cool because he can, break the fourth wall, maybe jump between universes. We've got a Spider-Man Pez that comes out full Pez packages. It even sings the Spidey song when you lift the head back. This is an amazing present from a good buddy Chris of mine for my birthday. Adam West signature, love that. We've got an Eagle Moss series of 4 down here. Catwoman actually fell off and broke her head off. So that's why sometimes I gotta really make sure this stuff is tacked down, taped down, nailed down. Whatever it is, it's just gotta be sturdy because, I can't be making those kind of mistakes. I thought this was a really goofy looking Captain America. They're Halloween buckets. You might have recognized this one too. My parents got them at a garage sale for me. I thought it was cool, so we put a little plant on the top. For y'all that know, I am a huge Green Lantern fan, and I thought this was a great depiction of every Lantern Corps, besides white and black, but that's, different story. Over here, we've got one of my original Green Lantern suits. Wasn't the best, but in my opinion, it looks so much better on this mannequin back here. To the right of that, we've got Iron Man cut out, which is awesome. I put him in every place I've lived. And in between that stuff, some filler. I've got, a deck of cards, 52 cards, get that? We've got, this old school history of comics. Number 1, it was ripped to shreds at a garage sale, so I grabbed it for some background things. Another one of those posters I put onto styrofoam. It was one of my favorites that I got, and I just wanted to preserve it. Sometimes when you roll these up and they get damaged, the ones not so durable, but I really like that one. It's my favorite shot of the Avengers, so I decided to put a little styrofoam behind it. Some very cool posters over here. I might have to change this one soon. It's just too white compared to everything else, if you couldn't tell. Kick-ass. Ooh. So this is the TV area. Obviously, we've got my logo bouncing around, a bunch of knickknacks. That's where the logo comes from. I try to hide that from you guys. We've got some just old school stuff from my childhood down here. A Batman look and find. We've got some tiny, tiny Power Rangers down here. Let me zoom in. I can't even hold it still. I do need some more shelf space in this area, so unfortunately things like, this signed Nova #1 appearance get put down here. But no worries, it's got its own little spot right there as well. Little Iron Man drone, works with any TV remote, which is pretty cool. I thought this was super cool. I've never seen that before, and I really wanted to paint it into a blue lantern, but someone talked me out of it. So down here, we have some original cups from Michael Keaton's Batman. My parents have been collecting, ever since I can remember. So a lot of this stuff is stuff that they've given to me throughout the years. So I found a couple promo comic books and some ones that were not in very good shape, and just put together a collage here. They weren't valuable, I looked them up. Nobody yell at me in the comments, but I just thought it gave that collage feeling the rest of the room had. We got my boy Cap over here, which is a very nice cutout I got from Target. They don't sell those, you just gotta schmooze your way around that. So behind the desk, we've got my spot, we've got a bunch of stuff I use for hanging up. I'm talking sticky tack, Velcro, thumbtacks, really strong tape like Gorilla Glue tape. But be careful, it's tough because you don't wanna damage this stuff with that. Down here I got half a box of comics that I'm still sorting through. So the stuff on the table is either stuff that's like fallen down, miscellaneous garage sale purchases, some previous episode things. Recently I had a birthday and one of my good friends bought me Flashpoint Paradox and this cool little Spider-Man Venom. On the rest of the tabletop, I decided to, not this, that's for a different thing. So on the far end of the table, I have some of my favorite statues from a previous episode. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Ding, 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 ding. So from that same episode, we have all the other statues down here. I thought it looked cool, it kind of blocks my feet so it looks like a real desk. This little thing to the left is just filled with childhood stuff. Those weird Batman that you'd never really liked, but your mom bought you. We've got, like that purple one, like these green ones, what are they doing? A Batman fork. Like they actually just sold penguins from the movie. Like I said, my parents were big collectors throughout the years, so that's probably where I got, the motivation to collect all my stuff. More boxes over here to cover my feet, make it look a little more professional as a full desk. And of course, we're back to where we started. We've got the uniforms, we've got this giant Ant-Man I got from a movie theater, a friend of mine. I actually had to cut his legs like, 2 feet because he didn't fit in here. It was so crazy. So like I said before, I'm gonna set up some LED lights in my cabinet over there, and we're gonna check out some more action figures. All right, so I've got a remote control. I've got my color scheme down. I'm gonna turn the camera around, show you some details. So like I said before, miscellaneous DC up top. This is my Batman stuff. Batman Returns cereal, Justice League plate, Batman rubber ducky, old school Riddler, very old school Robins up front. Man, this is looking good. So I went Batman with the blue lights. I figured that just, a lot of Nightwing, black and blue. And then of course, we got my Green Lantern and Flash level. I've got all Green Lantern stuff on this side. So I went with all green. Yeah, wait, actually, let me turn the lights off real quick, hold on. Ooh! So like I said, I got my blue Batman, my Green Lantern, and then my red Marvel. So that's it, guys, that's the Pat Cave. I'm gonna get a little mini bar over there soon. So that does it for this episode of the Pat Cave. Hope you enjoyed my little tour, and I hope you're enjoying your Comic-Con at home. Make sure to Hulk smash that subscribe button for more content like this, and I will see you next week. And away we go!